I'm just not the right kind of girl for you. You deserve somebody who's loving you. You shouldn't call me later. Promise it's for the better. I'm just not the right kind of girl for you. Cause I got a rule. I hold on to my heart. Share with nobody. I don't want nobody else. Yeah, I hold on to my heart. Give it up for nobody. I just keep it to myself. I ain't got room for love. I don't need stars above. All I need is my precious space. Yeah, yeah.
Hello and welcome to my channel. It's the Network Specialist. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Everything I will discuss in this video is alleged and in my very own opinion, used for entertainment purposes only. And let's not forget the comedy of it all. Okay, guys? So let's get into it. So today I will be doing a live on all the hot topics that I have not had the opportunity to touch on. So let's get into it. So, let me see who we want to talk about first. I think I'm going to save Nene for last just because. And I think I'm going to go ahead and get Ralph and Drew out the way because this situation is so annoying to me. So let me just go ahead and get them out of the way. Hey, Mama Bees, thank you so much for being here. Hey, Ring Bass, thank you so much for being here. So let's just go ahead and go over here to Twitter so that you guys can see how Ralph Pittman is crashing out on social media. Hey, Sharon Godbolt, thank you so much for being here. Sharon, do you have a TikTok yet? Put it in the chat and let me know if you have a TikTok. So let me go ahead and share my screen so that I can show you guys. Now, I am not going to read all of these posts and messages and pictures that Ralph is spewing out on social media because it is a lot. Okay. She says no. Okay, got it. But this is Ralph's Instagram. I'm sorry, X, formerly known as Twitter. And he is just going on and on. And he's been doing this over the last like 24 hours. He's been posting a lot of things. I'm not going to read it because honestly, I know we use this term a lot, like take us out of the group chat. But in this situation, I really mean it because I'm not even going to take the time to read all of this bullshit. So, um, and then at the same time, while he's posting all of this crap, he's also putting out thirst traps, to attract any woman that's gullible, you know, and who might fall for his BS. This is another Martell Holt, and I don't have any time for it. But what I do want to show you guys is he has posted pictures of supposedly, and it is them, Drew Sadora and what's her name? I always forget her name. Tai Young. So this is a picture of Drew Sadora and Tai Young that he posted. This is another post about them as well. And the thing is, I believe that they did have some type of romantic interest in each other. Like I believe that they did have some sort of chemistry, but I believe Drew chickened out. If you want to know the truth, I believe Drew chickened out. I'm not saying whether it happened or not, but she did not want her name associated with being a lesbian. Okay. So, in my opinion, they never really started a relationship. I believe that Drew found herself being attracted to Ty Young and she got scared and she chickened out. That's just my opinion. I don't have any proof of that, but that's what I believe happened because, Ty Young is dating somebody else and, there's just no proof that they were actually in a relationship. So, but this proof does say that they were kind of intimate. And sometimes you can just catch somebody at a moment. Maybe Drew was just crying that day and Ty was just giving her a hug. Like, this doesn't have to be like a sexual encounter. This could just be a moment that somebody took a picture, when Ty just happened to be giving, Drew a hug. Like you hug your friends. So it's not a big deal that they were engaging in a hug, in my opinion. Okay. So again, I'm gonna just scroll down so that you can see all of the text messages and everything that Ralph has put on his Twitter. It seems like Ralph is a bitter black man. Okay, like Ralph, let it go. You're in the process of a divorce. Like, who freaking cares at this point? It's a wrap. Like, why are you bringing up all of this old stuff? Asking people, are you ready for the truth? Like, he's mad because let me just tell you what Ralph is saying. And this is what Ralph, how he's defending himself. And again, I'm not taking up for Drew because, I think there was some type of chemistry there. Okay, so this is what Ralph alleges. He says, spoiler alert, Tampa was fabricated so Drew could keep her peach. I played the bad guy so she would have a storyline and make a comeback as an actress. It worked, but it was unexpected that she would cheat on me and lie saying I cheated on her. So that's supposedly why Ralph is so upset, is because he's saying that he never really cheated. It was for a storyline, but Drew actually cheated. This is what Ralph is alleging. Okay. So let me just stop sharing that and go over here and show you guys what Drew is alleging. I knew that would happen. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me pull that up. Not that one. Yes, this one. Okay. So it's a whole hot mess. I will be so glad when their divorce is also finalized. So maybe they'll quit talking about it. Hey, Aunt Trisha, thank you so much for being here. I haven't seen you in a minute. And let me just make sure you guys can see. And okay, you guys can hear me as well. So, as you can see, it says Drew Sadora finds out her ex, Ralph, has a woman in the basement with him. So I don't know if, Ralph is mad because he got busted for having a woman in the basement and he's just going ham. Like, that is so disrespectful. Like, at least wait till the divorce is over.
Was on lip service. That episode is out today at 2 p.m. So you can watch that full episode. And she talked about, if you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, you know she's separated from her husband, Ralph, but he has been known to cheat. He denies that. But she found out that while he's been living in the basement because he won't leave the house, he had a woman down there. And here's what she said.
Oh, it's been women in the basement. I have the manifesto. We live in a gated community, so all I have to do is call the gate and I get the names. I've never talked about this publicly, but I went to my daughter's school lunch with the parents, and it was this girl me mugging me. Her daughter was in my daughter's class. A parent. I was like, "What's your name?" And so she said her name. I was like, "Oh,
Hi, nice to meet you."
hi, you've been in my house." She was
Your
like,
name is on the thing.
in the basement working out with Ralph.
Wow, that's awful.
But I'm saying they broke up, so he could do what he want to do, right?
But in the same house. Here's some exclusive tea. So Drew Sidora was on lip service. That episode is out today at 2 p.m. So you can watch that full episode.
Okay, let me see.
She talked on there.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
But listen, that's his portion of the house.
Yeah, but I think also leave the house to do things if you because of the kids. That's, now she also talked about the fact that she has been going on some dates here and there because they are separated. Here's what she said.
And I've gone on a couple of dates. Well, since I've been so busy, I've been on promo tours. People have flown in and come oh, I'm going to come support you, see you perform, or come to your album release party, whatever it may be. And if I hang out, we're in a group setting.
Have you gone as far as kissing somebody else, or has it
flirting? Definitely
just flirting?
Flirting for sure.
What does that mean, flirting?
Little
this is 25, 2025. What does flirting mean?
I mean, she's been married for, how long has she been married? 10 years? So that's she's got to get back out there in the dating game.
You might as well jump full-fledged.
Well, I'm sure there's things that she wants to handle first on there.
Oh, wow. But listen, that's his portion of the house.
Yeah, but I think also leave the house to do things if you because of the kids.
Okay. So that's that on that. All of the drama with Drew Sidora and Ralph Pittman is just getting really, really messy. And I honestly don't understand, when people are getting a divorce, why does it have to be so messy? Why can't we just, walk away as friends and co-parent if we need to? Why do we have to, air each other's dirty laundry? This is so disgusting. And I would never want this to be me. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into Porsha and Simon's drama. Okay. I got to talk about it. So let me share my screen. How am I doing on time? Okay. And I'm going to read you guys' comments in just one moment. Let me just make sure. Okay. This one. And Sharon said, Ralph is a clown. And Aunt Trisha said, Lord, what a big ass mess. That part. Okay. It's just so ridiculous. And, they have kids together. I think it was a big mistake for them to remain living in the same house. Because out of sight, out of mind. I believe if the judge had forced one of them to leave that house, it just wouldn't be so dramatic at this point. That's just my belief. I do not agree with people who are in the process of a divorce still living in the same house. Now, let's get into this. And I'm speaking on Drew and Ralph.
Now that is a
going back and forth over several things, including the home that she currently lives in, the car.
Okay, before I actually let you hear what Lauren has to say, let me just go ahead and read what is posted. It says, Judge ruled in Porsha Williams' favor to enforce the prenup with Simon Gubadia, $40K per month in alimony for 14 to 15 months, all legal fees paid, the gifted Rolls Royce, and allowed to live in the house until 2027 with all expenses covered by Simon Gubadia. And they also said, according to US Weekly and Breakfast Club on Tuesday, and let me just say this, shout out to LaKeisha Keisha, because that's where I first heard it from. She was boots on the ground. She was actually at the courthouse on June 11th, and she was the first person that I got all the tea from. But the reason why I chose to use this is because it breaks everything down. And Lauren LaRosa, I want to believe, she got her information from Michelle ATLN. Shout out to her. But again, I first heard, this breaking news from LaKeisha. Shout out to her. So it says, according to US Weekly and the Breakfast Club AM on Tuesday, June 11th, a hearing took place in Williams and Gubadia's bitter divorce. The exes were fighting over the enforcement of the prenup they signed before walking down the aisle. In her petition, Porsha asked for support and for the division of property to be determined the prenup. Gubadia opposed the request to enforce the agreement. He claimed Williams made misrepresentations during the negotiations. Porsha failed to disclose that she would return to her employment on The Real Housewives of Atlanta as a cast member, the docs read. Instead of disclosing this material fact, the wife made it very clear to Gubadia and the public that she was leaving the television show and not returning. Gubadia relied on the misrepresentations Williams made to him during their engagement, the negotiation phase, and at the time that the parties signed the prenuptial agreement. Gubadia claimed that if it were not for Williams' misrepresentations about leaving Roa, he would not have agreed to a prenup that requires him to pay a substantial financial obligation to Williams, totaling over hundreds of thousands of dollars, and terms that require him to split the equity of his $7 million premarital home, the marital residence, with Williams, and pay significant debts and expenses for the wife's benefit. Okay? So that's what was said.
She can sell the home.
And keep in mind, guys.
Now, the issue with the home and why it's been such a big conversation, for what I'm told, is that it was a premarital property. So he actually bought the home with his own money, Simon, for what I'm told, before they entered into the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, she has these 3 years to figure out what she wants to do and stay in the home while she figures it out. And while she's in the home, he also, Simon is responsible to cover all of the expenses. So mortgage, any expenses that come.
Is the house paid off? Is it paid in full or no?
No, it's not paid in full. So he has to cover all of the expenses while she is there. And I'm also told that Simon is exploring the options of an appeal. And he has 30 days of outis with the court.
Now, Simon does none of that. What could happen to him? Because he can't come back to the country. It's not like they can bring him back and arrest him, right?
What do you mean by does none of that?
So if he says, you know what, I'm already, you already deported me. I'm in Africa or I'm in Dubai. I ain't gonna do nothing of that. Because you can't arrest him.
Oh, you mean like he's not going to appeal for the home?
No, meaning if he doesn't pay the mortgage, if he doesn't want to get none of that stuff that he's supposed to be paying, and he just says, you know what, I'm out.
I mean, he still legally would have to go through whatever the consequences. She can sell the home.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the issue with the home and why it's been such a big conversation, from what I'm told, is that it was a premarital property. So he actually bought the home with his own money, Simon, for what I'm told, before they entered into the marriage. But at this point, she has these 3 years to figure out what she wants to do and stay in the home while she figures it out. And while she's in the home, he also, Simon is responsible to cover all of the expenses. So mortgage, any expenses that come.
Is the house paid off? Is it paid in full or no?
No, it's not paid in full. So he has
paying. He just says, you know what? I'm out.
I mean, he still legally would have to go through whatever the consequences for that is. And also, too, he still has his defamation lawsuit on the other side with Porsha. So he's still, I mean, he ain't hiding. Like, he's still actively going through things and he plans to appeal. So he ain't about to hide. So he just have to deal with the consequences.
Paying. He just says, you know what? I'm out.
I mean, he still legally would have to go through whatever the consequences for that is. And also, too, he still has his defamation lawsuit on the other side with Porsha. So he's still, I mean, he ain't hiding. Like, he's still actively going through things and he plans.
So that's that on that. And I'm going to say this. I'm over it, okay? Honestly, if Porsha and Simon took an entire year to work out this prenup, it should be honored. So it is what it is. They went to court. They were there all day. The judge listened to both sides. He made his ruling. I'm okay with that. He made his judgment in the favor of Porsha, because anytime you take an entire year to come up with this prenup, then okay, let it ride. Simon knew exactly what he was doing, what he was signing, and so did Porsha. So why should this judge have to listen to this entire mess all over again? It's not like it was a quick decision. They took a whole year to finalize this prenup. So they should upheld the prenup. If he was dumb enough to sign it, then so be it. Okay? And let's just say this. She's not the first person to do this. Janet Jackson did the same thing. Janet Jackson had to stay with her husband for 5 years, and she got so much money after being with him. She sat there, she stayed with that man until she was able to collect, and she divorced his ass. There's no difference. Like, women do this type of thing all the time. He knew exactly what he was getting, and so did she. And just think about this, ladies. If you're making a decision to be with a man that you don't necessarily love, I mean, after a week, I would be done. So even if it was only 15 months, imagine spending 15 months with somebody who you don't like, who you maybe don't like their smell, you just don't like their physical attributes. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're not good in bed. In that case, 15 months is a long damn time, okay? I'm just saying. So it is what it is. They both signed, and I believe the judge should have upheld this prenup. And that's that on that, okay? Now, moving on to Dr. Heavenly's storyline for the next season of Married to Medicine. This is what I believe her new storyline is going to be. Give me 1 second. And let me just make sure you guys can see that. I think, okay, she's Harry's girl said 15 minutes is a long time, okay? That part. You know, to some, that might not seem like a long time, but if you're not in love with this man, he's never there, you're lonely, and he's over in another country while you're just sitting there twiddling your fingers, I totally agree. So I believe that Dr. Heavenly is gearing up for her daughter, Alara, to be her storyline on the next season of Married to Medicine. And the reason why I say, y'all know I've already talked about Alara on my channel. I talked about the fact that she decided to quit FAMU and move back to Atlanta. And she said that she was going to continue her education in Atlanta. So let me just quickly, because time is winding down. So Laura posted some new pictures, looking all fly, spending up her mama and her daddy's money, and she said they love me because my vibe different. Okay, now let me just, Laura, who was in college at FAMU in Florida, and her parents were footing the bill, right? How is it that all of a sudden Alara has enough funds, credit, whatever the case may be, to buy a whole? Take a look at this, guys. This is the keys. She got her keys to her new, what did she call it? She says, if nobody want to hear Alara, I'm signing myself. So she is making it seem like she purchased this condo, but I forget what she called it. Maybe I'll find out once I read what she has to say. She said, God, I thank you for the mountains you constantly move for me and the pathway that you continue to shine your light upon. Allow me to be a walking testimony of your grace and glory as I remain obedient and steadfast in my faith and love for you. After many sleepless nights, long prayers, and much consideration, I have decided to welcome this next chapter of my life with a leap of faith and fresh start. With that being said, I will be continuing my academic, entrepreneurial, and professional endeavors in ATL. I am so grateful for everyone I've crossed paths with in Tallahassee, and I'm sending everyone much love and success in the year 2025 and beyond. To my village, I love you. I thank you for constantly pouring into my cup and believing in me and my journey. I promise to continue to make you all proud. Now, fasten your seatbelts as I put my trust in God and take advantage of this opportunity to level up my brand and continue to become my dream woman. I promise I'm just getting started. And I'm just showing you pictures. Like, her house literally looks better than Dr. Heavenly's house. Look at this view. And she says, I'm doing this for me. No, your mom is doing that for you. Your mom and your dad. Like, there is no way. So just like a lot of people were talking about the fact that Simone used her kids as her storyline for most of this season, that's exactly what Dr. Heavenly is gearing up to do. And let me show you further proof of why I feel this way. Let me see if I can click on her tabs. Because if you click on her social, this is her YouTube. She still only got 301 subscribers. She hasn't posted anything. And she says she wanted to be influencer, okay? And I'm not sure if I'll be able to click on her links, but I clicked on her link for her makeup business. You can't, there's no phone number. She's saying contact me directly. So girl, you're not doing any makeup. And all of her links, none of them work, none of them lead anywhere. So Alara still, I'm not saying she's not enrolled in school, but Alora cannot afford, this condo or whatever this is that she's saying that she purchased on her own. I don't believe it. And I believe that Dr. Heavenly is gearing up for Alora to be her storyline because people are calling her out about focusing on everybody else's business but her own. So she's going to take a page out of Dr. Simone's storyline and she's going to push Alora as her storyline. And that's just my opinion. Okay. And let's just get out of there. And you guys, if you want to know more, you can definitely go over to her Instagram to see she ain't got much going on. And Aries Girl said, so the links aren't linking. They're not linking at all. Okay. So I want you now, don't get me wrong. You know, Dr. Heavenly did help one of her other sons, you know, with a property or whatever the case may be. But stop trying to make us think that this girl done went out and bought a whole property on her own when she just was a college student with no job. Come on now. We're not buying it. And Aunt Tricia said, it sounds like a bag of bull. Now, let me just finish up with my last story. Is this my last story? I feel like I'm leaving somebody out. Okay. Yes, we're going to talk about this statement that Nene made that had some people feeling some kind of way. When I find the right one, here it is. Okay, so let's listen to this, guys.
I don't date gay men.
Well, okay. Well, you know, when you guys be saying that, that's weird.
Why?
Because what do you mean you don't date gay men? Because if he is sleeping with you and sleeping with a woman, he's something.
Well, he's not gay.
What is he?
He's definitely not gay.
He's bi?
Listen, because if a man come in here and he looks at me and you,
yeah.
Would you date him if I know him?
Yeah, that doesn't. Do you only know gay men?
Well, I don't date gay men.
Well, okay. Well, you know, when you guys be saying that, that's weird.
Why?
Because what do you mean you don't date gay men? Because if he is sleeping with you and sleeping with a woman, he's something.
Well, he's not gay.
What is he?
He's definitely not gay.
He's bi?
Listen, because if a man come in here and he looks at me and you,
yeah, what is he?
Well, he likes women.
Yeah, because he doesn't know.
And if he does know, he likes women.
Okay.
Now,
so, but what is he?
Well,
he's bisexual?
He could be bi or he could be pan.
Okay, what was pan? I forgot. That means you be whatever you like, whatever you like.
Parts,
pan.
not parts.
Right.
A lot of men are pan, but they don't say anything. Like
I don't want to run into them. I don't want to date him.
Nene, if you've dated men, there's a possibility in your life that
he's been with a man.
He's been with something. Would you date him if I know him?
Yeah, that doesn't. Do you only know gay men?
Well, I don't date gay men.
Well, okay. Well, I you know, when you guys be saying that, that's weird. The man.
Now we talking.
Yeah, so the man gonna be sleeping with me and you. I don't want to talk to him no more.
You don't?
No.
Because
see, he's not telling me the truth. 9 times out of 10, the guy seemed like he would come and tell me that he's bisexual. So what if he never told me? Isn't he lying to me? You said they wake up and lie.
They do.
So he woke up and lied.
But how can we make men comfortable to even say that they find other things outside?
I don't know, but I feel like he should tell me what he likes.
But here's the thing: you might demonize him for telling.
I won't. I just probably won't be with him.
Yeah, that is correct. And then men risk risk losing that. You know, there's some men that have experiences, just like there are women that have had an experience.
Still, he's coming over there looking at your beautiful hair and makeup. Well, he can't come over my house and see mine.
Well, yeah.
Well, what's going on?
Well,
the man.
Now we talking.
Yeah, so the man gonna be sleeping with me and you. I don't want to talk to him no more.
You don't?
Okay.
No.
Let me just pause. So a lot of people had a lot to say, and I'm not going to really get into this because I can see where there could be some people could have taken what Nene said the wrong way. I can see that, but at the same time, I totally get where what Nene is talking about. She says it's not wrong for Nene to prefer a man that's not pansexual or bisexual. The problem is, well, I don't want to sleep with a man if he sleeps with you, that you is very nasty. And it lets us know that she doesn't view trans women as women side-eye. When it comes to attraction, see, shed people are so wrapped up in, and I don't know, she got a lot of little mistakes here, when attraction is so much deeper than your genitalia. And I get that. Just like you know, T.S. Madison said, you know, it's heart, not parts. I get that. And then somebody else says, if a ninja like me would have asked, what's so wrong with me that a ninja can't sleep with me, then sleep with you, what exactly does that do to a ninja? And somebody else said, here come all the homophobic and trans women, and this is why y'all's boyfriends and husbands stay in the closet. This exact mindset. And somebody else said, I think Nene came from a genuine place. Then they can agree to disagree. I didn't see this as insulting, and I didn't either, to be honest. And somebody else says, I find it amazing that you all have a problem with everyone's preference that doesn't affect you. All a person cannot understand or desire something and still champion and support it. I'm a gay man that wants a man doesn't mean I don't like or support a champion trans person. And somebody else said they are just trying to get understanding. There's no books on it, honestly. The ideas and people's thoughts on it changes all the time, so I do not fault cis straight women for not understanding. There's many people in the gay community that still don't understand. And somebody else said, this look was everything I thought in my head while watching this. If sex, male and female, and gender, man, mass, woman, femme, are different, then a male man dating, sleeping with a transgender woman whose sex is also male means that the sexuality of both parties would be anything but hetero. So those are the comments. I don't see anything wrong with what Nene said, but then again, I can also see where, you know, maybe T.S. Madison could have been offended by something she said, but I don't think that either, person was wrong in their viewpoint. So that's that on that. Guys, I got to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you did not like the video on the way in, please like the video on your way out. And if you just happen to be catching the replay, please like the video and subscribe to my channel and drop down in the comment section so that we can keep this conversation going. Thanks again for watching, and bye for now.